Everybody in Robins Nation, video today is going to focus on our full squat stretch that we worked on last week. So big shout out to Christine and to Amber and to David. So Christine and Amber actually posted their video, video is a picture, and they asked for some help on that. So overall, guys, like you're in the top like 10%. Like most people can't get down into that full squat position. You guys are doing awesome. The only thing that I would correct you on is ankle mobility and your toes kind of turning out today. So that's why I'm in my socks today. I'm going to show you some ankle stuff to work on so you can clean up that squat a little bit. But overall, very good. Just got to clean up your ankle mobility, and we'll explain why. David came in today and he said, hey, I did a 10-minute squat over the weekend. First time I've ever done it. And I was able to do it, but I didn't feel so great after. One, good effort. Two, don't do that, because doing 10 minutes of a full squat, if you've never done that before, is probably not a good idea. It certainly won't make you want to do it again. So you've got to kind of break that down into, if you want to get to a full 10 minutes or a full 10-minute squat unassisted, you got to build up to that. So to give you an idea, it took me about 3 or 4 months to build up to being able to do a full squat, 10 minutes unassisted. So that takes a little time. So don't get discouraged if you can't do that all at once. But David, good effort. That was phenomenal. So the biggest thing we saw with Christine and with Amber was that their toes were kind of turned out a little bit. So let's explain why that happens. So it's important to know why you turn your toes out. It's because you don't have normal ankle mobility. So when you get down into a full squat, if you don't have the ankle mobility, then what happens is you'll turn your feet out like that. So it's an exaggeration, but as you turn your feet out, then what happens? Your knees have to come in like that. So there's 3 different things that you can do to work on ankle mobility and get a more successful full squat. One is just a straightforward calf stretch, which if you've worked with us with any foot and ankle stuff, a decrease in ankle mobility, then you've probably seen this stretch. But just finding a wall, a bench, even if you didn't have a wall, you don't need one, just kind of getting into a lunge position here. Again, make sure this back foot is right straight ahead. What we'll typically see on a cheat is you'll turn the toe out, and then your ankle kind of collapses. You don't want that. So from here, kind of leaning forward until you feel a stretch in the back of the calf. And what you're going to want is a sustained hold with that. So you don't want to do that for like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. You want to do that for 2 minutes, so sustained hold with that. The next thing that you have to do is you have to get into a position where, and I like to use a wall with this, but it's an anterior ankle mobilization. So from here, get your foot about 1 inch or 2 away from the wall. And if I come forward like that and my knee can touch the wall, then I'm too close to it. So I want to move back a little bit here. So I'm just going to kind of come forward, and I'm trying to get my knee to the wall. I can't get there unless I bring the heel up, then you're in a good position. So heel stays down on the ground. You've got to come forward and kind of push into the front of this ankle. And we're going to do it in 3 different positions. So you're going to come forward right over the front of your toe. So kind of push forward here, try to get that knee to the wall. That's the goal, but you won't quite get there. Hold for 5 seconds. Then you're going to go over the inside of the big toe. Hold for 5 seconds. Then you're going to go over the outside of the little toe and hold for 5 seconds. So you do that to get all different corners of the front of that ankle joint where you're trying to mobilize it. So if you do those 2 things, then that will increase your ankle mobility. And instead of when you get onto a full squat, like Christine had to do, she kind of turned her feet out a little bit, and Amber did too, you'll be able to keep those toes right straight ahead. The third thing you can do to work on ankle mobility in a full squat is simply get into a full squat. So either, for people that are struggling getting into a full squat, if you want to use a door frame, that's a really good thing to use. So just kind of getting down here, and you want this thing to be passive. So you don't want to be actively doing it, at least not in the beginning. So you want to try to hold on to something so you can get more range of motion. And now you can kind of shift side to side, and kind of similar to this ankle mobility exercise we did on the wall, you can work into different corners of the front of that ankle and just do that for however long you can tolerate. So we want to try to work up to 10 minutes a day, but if you can only do it a couple minutes in the first day and then go back to it, or if you want to split up your minutes during the day, like do 2 in the beginning of the day, 2 in the middle, 2 at the end, cumulative 10 minutes of full squat is going to help you out with ankle mobility, knee, hip, and like we talked about before, keeping you away from knee replacements, hip replacements, spinal fusion. So hope that helps. Use those tactics that we taught today in the full squat, and we'll see you next time.